Hey everybody, a little later, bit of a later start than I intended, but this is a, oh, you know what? Hey, YouTube has actually pushed out this live stream. That's great. That's fantastic news. First of all, it's great news. Um, the Cavs topped the Celtics. I'm just going to go through this real quick, mainly because I got to wake up early. There's two things going on. It's not just NFL owners meeting day, really, today the owners came in, but tomorrow morning, and the meeting officially gets underway at 1:30 tomorrow. And I am in Fayette County. It takes an hour to drive in. So anyway, all that aside, um, tomorrow's election day here in Georgia. That's right, it's election day. So I've got to make sure, among other things, my mom gets out to vote if she wants to get out to vote. So do that and then head it to the owners meeting. So it means getting up way early um, in the morning. So as a result, this is going to be a not so long live stream. How's that? Uh, before I go further, let me recap the game as I like to do. Um, but I will tell you this game, this Cavaliers game, uh, like the last Cavaliers game versus the Celtics, featured increased use of the zone. I don't know if you're aware of this because it wasn't always the case. You can actually call a zone defense in the NBA now. And this has been the case for now, I believe, a decade plus, maybe a little longer than that. But you wouldn't think so watching the first two games at Boston because the Cavaliers were using man for man, and Brad Stevens and his Celtics were eating them up. I mean, just eating them up with misdirections and backdoors and everything. Okay, it was ugly. And then a little bit few time off, days of analysis, and we have a different Cleveland Cavaliers defensive scheme. That's right, one that features the occasional use of LeBron James in the paint roving, and the occasional use of LeBron outside, but always a player stationed around the basket to prevent the back door. Sometimes two, you know. So that's the big difference. If you're wondering why is it that the Celtics aren't able to get that back door, because the Cavaliers are playing zone. That's the reason. And now, as far as the owners' meeting is concerned, um, the David Tepper arrived about now 3 hours ago tonight, and someone asked him, "Why are you excited?" And he said, "Why wouldn't I be?" Could ask a better question than that. I know a ton of better questions to ask than that, but whatever. I mean, you know. And it's unfortunate the media of today. They've got there are smartphones. You think you get more rich media coverage, right? But no, not at all. Hey, Joseph Bensman, how are you? How are things going? What do you think about the Cavs and the Celtics game, real quick? Um, what are your thoughts on that? I'm waiting for Joseph. Joseph has issued his commentary, which is good evening. He writes, Celtics missed too many free throws and blew too many offensive possessions. To me, my original pick for the series is holding up. Celtics in 7. Home court is the factor this series. Hey, Malcontent, how are you? And hey, Barry Lee, how are you? Um, so you're saying, Joseph, that you believe the Boston Celtics will go back to the to TD Garden. It's hard for me to get Boston Garden out of my head, but they'll go back to TD Garden and win out at home. I mean, even with the Celtics' newfound love of the zone, of the occasional zone defense. Interesting. Interesting. Hey, Cowboy Wrestler, how are you? In fact, let me see what the scoring looked like here. Okay, we have for the Celtics, in terms of scoring, we had 5 players in double digits. Jason Tatum with 17, Marcus Morris with 10, Al Horford with 15, Jaylen Brown leading the wall with 25, Terry Rozier with 16, and then, of course, Marcus Smart with 8, Aaron Bynes with another 8, and Simi Ojoyle with 3. Now, for the Cavaliers, we had LeBron James, 44 points. Basically, he played 42 minutes, so he basically scored a point a minute. Kevin Love, 9. Tristan Thompson with 13. George Hill with another 13. J.R. Smith with 9. Kyle Korver with 14. Jeff Green with 2. Larry Nance with 7. And Jordan Clarkson and C.D. Osman with both goose eggs. So LeBron came close to 50. He put up we put up a 40-burger plus 4. And he had 3 assists and 5 rebounds. Wow. 44 points. That's it right there. You just type in his 44. Say, okay, well, give LeBron his 44 and the rest of the team has to contribute. And they did, for the most part. Not really to the level you'd like down the stretch, because 3 of the other players were in double digits, although there's an asterisk here because Kevin Love and Kyle Korver were 1 point away each from double digits. You know, Cavaliers came out, scored 34-18 for the Celtics to open up. Hey, Barry, thank you for the contribution again. I owe you twice now. I owe you stock, so I will definitely get to that. As I was saying, Cavaliers 34 points, Celtics 18 in the first quarter. Second quarter, the Cavaliers lost to the Celtics essentially by 1 point. And by the third quarter, the Celtics came back, found their sea legs, and outscored the Cavaliers by 2 points, 23-21. And again in the fourth quarter, the Celtics 26 points, the Cavaliers 22. So this was a case of the Celtics having a gigantic first quarter and then riding out the game. Just basically doing enough to keep the Celtics at bay. That's really what it was. It was like, and then for the entire game, there was only one quarter that the Cavaliers outscored the Celtics, and that was the first, and it was by a lot. Other than that, forget it. It was close. But it wasn't enough of a margin in each quarter of scoring victory by the Celtics to offset the first. So, outcome, Cavaliers win. I'm going to stop this one at about 10 minutes because I need to get some quality sleep. I've had this problem where, because I tend to keep the computer on and I tend to keep the light on, I haven't gotten quality sleep, and it caught up to me this morning where I was just, for all practical purposes, not well. And at the time I needed to be at most well, right? So truth be told, I stuck around and slept rather than function at half speed. Tomorrow I need to be at, well, they say all cylinders, right? Okay. Malcontent says if the Cavaliers manage to make it to the finals 3-1, it will be known as the Warriors' finals record against them. Malcontent says I just got home, missed the whole game. I'm glad to see the Eastern Conference Finals series tied. Joseph Binsman says the Cavs have a chance just because they have LeBron. But to me, the Celtics will just turn it on at home. If the Pacers had Game 7 at home, the series would have won to me. I just want to know, I want to see what Boston does in terms of an answer to the Cavaliers defensively. Because by and large, the Cavaliers held the Celtics off just enough to win. Just enough. So I would think the strategy this time for the Cavaliers would be more the same defensively, but they really have to sharpen up their three-pointers from people other than LeBron, okay? They need more contributions. That's just sticking out. They can't have LeBron out there just scoring all the time. I like the way the Cavaliers are moving LeBron around rather than allowing him to be in the paint all the time and be this focus of the Celtics defense. No, they're moving him here and there and every place else. It's cool, pretty cool. On offense, defense, zone. Ms. Zeitgeist, how are you? Ms. Zeitgeist says if the Cavaliers manage to make it to the finals, I read that one. Then Ms. Zeitgeist writes, the Cavaliers are even more top heavy than last year. Too much weight for the Kings' shoulders to bear. And Rob Iman says, fact or fiction? Warriors are a dynasty if they win a championship this year. Barry Lee says it's a fact. I say it's a fact too. Ms. Zeitgeist says 3 titles in 4 years and the Warriors are officially a dynasty. Yep. Rob Iman says, God bless you, Zenny62. I certainly have been praying for that. Thank you, Rob. Corey Brown says, there were a mere few points in 16 from the season being a 4-peat run. Ms. Zeitgeist says, if Boston was 100%, they would probably sweep them. Really? David says, Warriors already a dynasty. You know, I was thinking that, Dave, as the question was posed, I was thinking to myself, how much does a team have to win today in order to be considered a dynasty? And I think we do have the answer, 3 out of 4. Because it's always been in the NFL parlance, maybe you won back-to-back Super Bowls, sure. But the talk was always, okay, you won 2 more, can you do a 3-peat? And I remember when the 49ers beat the Denver Broncos 55-10 in 1990, the talk was 3-peat, right? Can you 3-peat? 1989, excuse me. Can you 3-peat? And Roger Craig says, we're going to go after the 3rd. And of course, they didn't do it. That would have cemented them as a dynasty. The New England Patriots are a dynasty. You cannot take the frequency of Super Bowl wins and appearances away from them. Maybe you may not like their tactics, the allegations regarding Spygate, the Deflategate issue, whatever. You can't deny that they've always found a way to win. Sometimes crafty, sometimes dastardly, but they are a dynasty, and they've had a dramatic impact on the NFL. So Dave says the Warriors are already a dynasty. I think if the Warriors make it to the finals, this is how I look at it. If the Warriors make it to the finals, they will be a dynasty. Win or lose. Just the appearance will be enough, as far as I'm concerned. That's how I look at it. Ms. Zeitgeist says, I want to see the Warriors make Marc Gasol an offer. If they had him, they would have no weaknesses. Barry Lee says, the Pats won't be after Brady retires. One thinks, that'll be interesting to see. I honestly thought the New England Patriots are going to go after Lamar Jackson and get him. I bought into that Kool-Aid that they put out there for people to drink, which is kind of a smokescreen. Or maybe they couldn't get him under the optimal circumstances they felt needed to exist. And so Joseph Business says Grady and Gronk didn't show up to OTAs today. I saw that. Black Lion Supreme says one love. Hey, how you doing? David says, does Boston beat Cleveland at home in Game 5? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that Game 5 it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a difference maker. But I'm going to say that Game 5 is the game that the Celtics bench makes a difference. The Cavaliers bench makes a difference. Now, it will be close, okay, because it's Boston at home. But the Cavaliers have found a different defensive approach, and I would be very surprised if they didn't carry that approach into Game 5. What do you guys think? Akira says hi. I say hi. What do you think? Okay, it is 11:53. I'm going to stop in 7 minutes. I'm going to leave you all with this question. Okay, Celtics or Cavaliers in Game 5? If it's the Cavs, say Cavs. If it's the Celtics, say Cel. What say you? Dave Biss says, any chance for Rockets beating Golden State on the road? No. Black Lion Supreme says the King wins in Game 5. Who else? Barry Lee says Celtics. Corey Brown says Celtics. We have 1 for the Cavs, 2 for the Celtics. Who else? Well, I even out because I think Cavs will win. So that's, 2-2, right? Anyone else want to play as we close out? Among those of you who are watching and listening? I guess not. Oh, wait a minute. Joseph Binsman says Celtics, so that's another pick. So that's 3-2. Malcontent says Celtics, close game. That's 4-2 Celtics. So there you go. For those who voted, oh, wait a minute. And Ms. Zeitgeist says the Warriors and Rockets in the real NBA Finals. Cowboy Wrestler says Aaron Donald didn't show up to Rams OTAs. Not good at all for the Rams. And, I have said this in a vlog before, and I'll say it again. Putting together all that star talent does not equal a win. It's been done before. The Giants tried to do it of New York, and they've spent $88 million in free agency, and it didn't net them a Super Bowl champion. I believe doing it the way the Steelers and to a degree the Patriots, with the sprinkling in of free agents when necessary, like Bill Walsh used to do, is the way to do it. You build through the draft, and you have your way, and you move forward with that, and you win. And so, Joseph Benson says he wants a new contract, Aaron Donald. Ooh. Dave Viz says, if Warriors win tomorrow, it'll be a wrap. Yep. Joseph Benson says, my Giants are back at this year, Zenny. Watch the offense put up points. Hey, new coach, new running back, new scheme. Yeah, could happen. It'll be interesting. All right, folks, it is 11:55. I am going to shuffle off to Buffalo. Remember, live streams throughout the day tomorrow from the NFL Spring League meeting. I'll see everybody, okay? Good night. Good night. Sorry we missed John Marks. Well, I'll say watch horror films, which I haven't in a while. Keep America strong. Okay? All right, good night. Good night, all. Thank you. And thanks, Barry Lee. Oh, your shares. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for investing in Zenny 62. Which, by the way, see you later. Good night.